When asked if this is a good time to launch the Middle Georgia Innovation Corridor, my reply is there has not been a more perfect time. Just since we started the Middle Georgia Innovation Project process, we have seen 3 innovation centers come online. You add those to the many higher educational institutions and the already existing innovation centers that are found throughout the region, and this makes for a perfect opportunity for all of these to align and for us to build this case that we are indeed an innovation corridor with assets found throughout. Having this opportunity here to have access to these type of institutions allows companies, both existing and those who want to newly locate here, the opportunity to access expertise, but also to access a workforce pipeline. As we've seen our educational institutions partner throughout this process, we can cite an example with our software engineering pathway that was created as a result of this partnership. And it has allowed high school students to be dually enrolled with our universities to head into these very exciting careers in software engineering and IT. Of course, we're very lucky because we have Robins Air Force Base located here, and it is the largest single site industrial complex in the state of Georgia. And the economic impact of its location can be felt not just in Houston County, but in counties across Georgia. Robins has been known as a software center of excellence for a number of years, and this has had a spillover effect into the surrounding communities, thus allowing us to now tout our area as a software center of excellence. We look forward to telling this story. Now is the time.
Middle Georgia has always been primed for an innovation corridor, and it is such a wonderful thing that we are now taking this advantage to capitalize on the wonderful resources that have existed in this region for many, many decades. Capitalizing on the growth of Robins Air Force Base and the steady stream of employment and innovation that it has brought for decades. And then, of course, all of the innovation that has occurred naturally within the communities that surround the base and in entire Middle Georgia. We have seen an expansive growth of innovation throughout the communities individually. So what an amazing opportunity to join all these resources together and celebrate and work together to find best practices on how we can do it faster, quicker, and better with wonderful innovation across all industry sectors.
One, I think we have to, or we'll get left behind. And so there's an imperative that we innovate. The other is the work that has been done here over the past 10 years has really brought us to this point where we're able now to launch forward. So the work that's been done in workforce development, the work that's been done with STEM education, the work that's been done by the industry and importantly by Robins Air Force Base over the past 10 years has set us up to make an idea like the innovation corridor successful at this time. The time is now. We need to strike now.
I think the Middle Georgia region has been ready for a while. A lot of the initiatives that have been undertaken and very successful that we've seen perhaps over the last decade is almost a precursor to our readiness for doing that. The Project Synergy is a great example of the partnerships with the county, with the school systems, with Robins Air Force Base, with the cities. And it just creates such an innovative space for young minds, as well as for those who have been in the industry for a while. So I think that's probably the launching pad for that and other innovation stations right here in the area.
Innovation is truly organic. Certainly in our region, as you look at the types of innovation and the types of organizations that are standing up to be able to take advantage of that, there are quite a few of them. The problem is, the challenge is working to bring those groups together so that they can develop the connected resources, capital, the workforce, and the sharing capability for those like innovations. We have Islands of Excellence all across Robins Air Force Base, and we have them out in the community as well, helping to drive that connection together will help to build that innovation corridor and make sure that we're working together to be able to solve the larger problems and benefit all of our businesses across the community.
I believe that we are ready. We have the determination, the right people at the table, the desire to make an impact on our community and for future generations.
When I think about Middle Georgia and its effort to develop an innovation corridor, we think regionally and we think about outcomes for our citizens, our businesses, and our local communities. And I believe we've reached the point now where, as a region, we're ready to work together to leverage all of the assets of the region. So I believe we've reached a time in our growth as a community where working together we see as the opportunity to deliver better outcomes than working individually.
I think that the circumstances of the past 2 years has created a focus that has not been there in the past. And that is that we have got to find ways to keep people employed and to ensure they're being employed at top level jobs, even when they can't travel and can't go move about in the country. So I think that developing a corridor that's geographically bound to Central Georgia that has a skill set built into it that customers and clients need is a very doable thing. I think that if we can say, okay, if you're looking for a software development team or a software innovation firm to help you design, grow, change, build software development programs, then we have a team that can do it here in Middle Georgia. Is a big marketable program that we can sell to the rest of the world, saying if you need it, we've got it here.
Middle Georgia is ready to launch an innovation corridor for a variety of reasons, including strong partnerships, buy-in from local leaders and stakeholders, and of course, local innovative industries and the advancement coming out of the local Air Force Base. However, the most important thing that makes Middle Georgia ready for defined innovation corridor is the work leaders are putting in to pursuing advancement.
From a Georgia perspective, there's a ton of educational opportunities in the state, from the University of Georgia, Georgia Tech, Kennesaw State, Georgia Southern, and then locally, Middle Georgia State University, Mercer University, Georgia College. So the area has an abundance of educational opportunities for the workforce here. There's a large job population in the S&E, science and engineer workforce, with Robins Air Force Base, Frito-Lay's, and the areas as well. So the infrastructure is there, the resources are there.
The reason why the Middle Georgia region is the perfect location for an innovation corridor is because we are literally in the middle of Georgia. A lot of people pass through when you're traveling or driving. You have to go through Macon or Middle Georgia, literally, to go through Florida, to go to Atlanta. And we have so many, golden nuggets in our community that we don't really talk about a lot, but being part of a community where everything is just right there and the culture is so, everything is accessible, is the perfect location to have an innovation corridor.